Have you ever noticed how your confidence can sometimes take a hit as you get older? Maybe you've had a moment where you started to doubt your abilities or felt like the world was changing too fast. If you're nodding your head right now, you're not alone. The thing is, as we age, the way we feel about ourselves can sometimes be influenced by small habits or thought patterns that sneak in without us realizing it. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. You can stay confident and independent well into your golden years, no matter what age you're at right now. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about today. There's one thing that so many seniors need to stop doing if they want to maintain their confidence and independence, and it's a lot simpler than you might think. Now, I know you're probably thinking, okay, but what is this one thing? Don't worry, I'm getting there. In this video, I'll be sharing the one thing seniors must stop doing to help you feel more confident, independent, and truly in control of your life. Along the way, I'll also give you some easy tips and strategies to put into practice right away. So, let's dive in. The first thing that a lot of seniors end up doing without realizing it is letting the small setbacks or challenges of aging make them feel like they're incapable of doing things on their own. It's natural, right? When you start facing issues with mobility, hearing, or even your memory, it's easy to think that these challenges define who you are or what you can do. But here's the truth. These changes are just changes. They don't define you. The key to staying independent and confident as you get older is all about mindset. And more specifically, it's about not letting any setback convince you that you're suddenly helpless or incapable. Think about it for a moment. When was the last time you were able to push through a tough situation? Maybe it was something small like dealing with an injury, or perhaps it was something bigger like managing a health scare. You didn't let it define you then, so why should it now? One of the most empowering things you can do is stop seeing age-related challenges as roadblocks, and instead, start thinking of them as bumps in the road that can be navigated. Sure, you may need to adjust how you do things, but that doesn't mean you can't still do them. You just need to believe that you can find a way. Let's say you're having trouble with your knees. Maybe walking long distances isn't as easy as it used to be, but that doesn't mean you can't walk at all. You could try a different kind of exercise like swimming or water aerobics, which are gentle on the joints but still give you a great workout. You can even use a walker or a cane to help with balance while you're out and about. The point is, there are always alternatives and adjustments to make. The key is to stop thinking that because one thing has changed, everything else has to stop. The next step in shifting your mindset is to stop assuming that help is always the only option. Sure, we all need help from time to time, but we also have a lot more ability than we give ourselves credit for. We have so much life experience that we tend to forget we have the tools to problem solve. Don't let the fear of asking for help too often make you feel less independent. Take a moment to reflect on something you've accomplished recently, even if it feels small. Maybe it's fixing something around the house or learning a new skill online. It's proof that your ability to stay confident and independent hasn't gone anywhere. You still have it in you, and it's time to recognize that. If you've been depending on others too much lately, try small things on your own first. It might be as simple as making your own meals or organizing a closet. Each small success builds your confidence. We often hear that it's important to keep our minds sharp and stay physically active. But what about staying emotionally independent? We don't talk enough about how crucial it is to maintain emotional strength as we age. And the truth is, feeling like you have to depend on others emotionally can leave you feeling vulnerable. Instead, try to build up your emotional resilience. You can do this by engaging in hobbies, socializing with friends and family, or learning new things to keep your mind active. It's not about isolating yourself, but about making sure that you're still your own person, capable of managing your emotions and feelings, even during tough times. And trust me, this independence doesn't come with an age limit. It's something you can nurture at any point in your life. So now that we've covered how important it is to stop seeing your challenges as limitations and to stop relying on others too much emotionally, I want to move on to something that can really make a difference in your daily life. One of the most important aspects of maintaining both confidence and independence as you get older is physical activity. And here's the catch. It's not about doing more exercise, but rather doing the right kind of exercise. Too many seniors fall into the trap of thinking that once they slow down physically, they should stop moving altogether. That's a huge mistake, and here's why. Our bodies are designed to move, and staying active can help maintain your mobility, balance, and strength, key ingredients for confidence and independence. In the next part of the video, I'll share some simple, effective exercises that anyone can do, no matter where you're starting from. But before we get to that, remember that it's about feeling empowered, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too. Now that we've talked about how important it is to stop seeing challenges as roadblocks and how to maintain emotional independence, let's dive into something that can really make a difference in your daily life: the role of physical activity. I mentioned before how essential it is to stay active, but let's take a closer look at how the right kind of exercise can boost both your confidence and your independence. As we age, our bodies naturally start to slow down a little, and that's perfectly okay. But here's the thing: just because you're aging doesn't mean you have to stop moving altogether. In fact, not staying active is one of the biggest mistakes seniors can make when it comes to maintaining their independence. The truth is, when you stop using your muscles, your bones, and your joints, you actually lose strength and mobility faster. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that exercise has to be intense or that it needs to be a gym workout. But nothing could be further from the truth. Simple activities like walking, stretching, or even light resistance training can work wonders for your body. The key is consistency and finding movements that feel good for you. For example, let's say you're someone who enjoys walking, but you've noticed your knees are giving you some trouble. Instead of avoiding walking altogether, you could try shorter, more frequent walks. Start with a 10-minute walk around your neighborhood, then gradually increase the time as your strength improves. And if walking outside isn't an option, there are plenty of indoor alternatives too, like walking in place or using a stationary bike. Another great option to keep your body strong and mobile is stretching. Stretching helps maintain flexibility, which is key for preventing falls and keeping your joints moving smoothly. And here's the best part: you don't need a special class or equipment to do it. You can stretch while watching TV, waiting for your coffee to brew, or even during commercial breaks. A few minutes a day can make a big difference in how you feel physically. Then there's resistance training. Now, I know the term resistance training might sound intimidating, but it really just means using your muscles to do some work, whether it's with light weights, resistance bands, or even your own body weight. The benefits are amazing. Strength training can help you maintain bone density, improve balance, and increase muscle mass. And the great thing is, you can start with something as simple as lifting a couple of cans of soup or using resistance bands that cost less than $20. If you've never tried resistance training before, don't worry. Start slow. Just a couple of repetitions at a time is enough to get started. Gradually, as your muscles get stronger, you'll be able to add more repetitions or resistance. You might even notice that simple tasks like getting up from a chair or carrying groceries feel easier and less taxing. Now, I know physical activity isn't always easy, especially if you've dealt with pain or discomfort in your body. But here's the thing: when you don't give up on movement, even when it's tough, you're telling yourself that you're in control. You're telling your body that you still have the power to change and improve no matter your age. So, if you haven't been very active lately, or if you feel like physical activity is something that's become too overwhelming, start small. Don't focus on the idea of doing a huge workout. Instead, focus on making the time you do move count. Just take those small, consistent steps. And trust me, over time, you'll feel the benefits: more energy, better posture, improved mood, and yes, more confidence in yourself. Now, moving on to the next piece of the puzzle. Another thing many seniors need to stop doing is letting their social life take a backseat. We all know how important relationships are to our overall well-being. But as we age, it can be easy to isolate ourselves. Maybe you've lost a spouse or a close friend, or perhaps you just don't feel like going out as often as you used to. But here's the reality: staying connected to others is essential for maintaining your mental and emotional health, which in turn supports your independence. When we don't stay social, we can feel more lonely, less motivated, and more likely to slip into negative thought patterns. That's why it's so important to keep nurturing your relationships, even if it feels difficult at times. The good news is that there are so many ways to stay connected, whether it's through phone calls, video chats, or even social media. And let's not forget about the power of in-person connections. It might feel like a hassle to go out sometimes, but even simple activities like having coffee with a friend, joining a book club, or attending a local community event can make a huge difference. Being around others gives you that sense of belonging and a reminder that you still matter, both to others and to yourself. If you're unsure where to start, think about things you've enjoyed in the past. Maybe you loved playing cards with a group of friends or getting together for a weekly coffee date. Try reaching out to those people again, or even try something new like joining a group exercise class or volunteering. Finding a new passion or hobby can reignite your sense of purpose and help you feel more confident in your own skin. Staying socially active doesn't just make you feel good emotionally. It also helps keep your mind sharp. Engaging in conversations, making new connections, and staying active in your community can help prevent feelings of isolation or even cognitive decline. Now, let's move on to one last point for today, something that ties everything together: The one thing I see holding a lot of seniors back from feeling truly confident and independent is an unwillingness to adapt. Whether it's to changes in health, lifestyle, or even technology, it's important to remember that life is always evolving. And the sooner you embrace these changes, the easier it becomes to maintain your independence. You don't need to resist change. In fact, welcoming it can open up so many new opportunities. Take technology, for example. You might have felt a little hesitant to learn how to use a smartphone or navigate social media, but think about how much it could enhance your life. Staying in touch with family, discovering new interests, and even managing your health can all be easier with the help of technology. If you're not quite comfortable with it yet, that's okay. Start slow. Ask a family member or friend to help you get set up with simple things like video calls or browsing the internet. The world is at your fingertips, and once you start exploring, you might find it's easier than you think. And if technology isn't your thing, that's fine too. There are still plenty of ways to keep adapting to life as it changes. We've covered a lot so far, from staying physically active to keeping up your social life and adapting to change. In the next part, we'll wrap up everything we've discussed and give you the final key to maintaining confidence and independence. Stay with me and let's finish strong. We've covered quite a bit so far, from the importance of staying active to keeping up meaningful relationships and even embracing change. But before we wrap up, there's one final piece of the puzzle that can make all the difference when it comes to maintaining your confidence and independence as you age. And that piece is taking ownership of your own health and well-being. This might sound like an obvious point, but hear me out. Too many seniors fall into the trap of relying solely on others for their health decisions. Maybe you've found yourself waiting for your doctor to tell you what to do, or relying on family members to make decisions for you when it comes to your well-being. But here's the truth. The more you take charge of your health, the more confident and independent you'll feel. Now, this doesn't mean you should throw away your doctor's advice or ignore the help of loved ones when it's needed. Absolutely not. But it does mean that you should be an active participant in your own health journey. You should be asking questions, doing your own research, and making choices that align with your goals and values. Whether it's about managing a chronic condition, making lifestyle changes, or even trying new treatments or therapies, you have the power to be involved and informed. Let's break this down a bit. For instance, if you're dealing with a health condition like diabetes, don't just accept the status quo. Take the time to learn about your condition, ask your doctor for resources, and get educated on the lifestyle changes that could make a real difference. Understanding how food affects your body, how exercise can help, and how your mental health plays a role in managing your condition gives you the tools to take control. I also want to mention something else that's closely tied to this, being proactive about preventative care. Too often, we wait until something goes wrong before we start paying attention to our health. But taking simple steps like getting regular checkups, staying up to date on vaccinations, and keeping track of your blood pressure or cholesterol can prevent bigger problems down the road. The more you make preventative care a regular part of your routine, the more you're investing in your own future well-being. I'm not saying you have to do it all alone. It's perfectly okay to lean on your loved ones, ask for help when you need it, and seek out professional guidance when it's necessary. But the key here is that you are an active participant in the process. It's your body, your health, and your life. And when you take ownership of it, you'll feel empowered, more confident, and able to live independently for as long as you want. Now, as we come to the end of this video, I want to leave you with a thought. Small changes really can make a big difference. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. In fact, trying to do too much all at once can be overwhelming and discouraging. But when you take small, consistent steps towards staying active, connecting with others, embracing change, and taking control of your health, those steps will add up over time. So, what can you do today to get started? Maybe it's taking a short walk around the block. Maybe it's calling an old friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Or maybe it's researching an aspect of your health that you want to learn more about. Whatever it is, take that first step today. And then tomorrow, take another one. These small actions will add up, and over time, you'll find that you feel stronger, more confident, and more independent. I want you to know that you're not alone in this journey. Everyone faces challenges, and sometimes it feels like the world is moving faster than we can keep up with. But remember, you have the strength, the experience, and the wisdom to navigate these changes with grace and confidence. Don't let anything hold you back from living your best life at any age. If you've enjoyed this video and found these tips helpful, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What's one small step you're going to take today to boost your confidence and independence? Also, if you want more videos like this, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with anyone who might benefit from these tips. Here's to embracing each new chapter of life with confidence, strength, and independence. You've got this.